Hi peeps. So today we're gonna make something that's highly requested ever since I started making my videos, and I promised that I would make it once I made it to like 3,000 subscribers. So I'm way past 3,000 subscribers, but since I was busy doing all the other, Halloween and stuff, I didn't get a chance to do it, but we're gonna make it today. Popcorn. You know how many messages and stuff I got? Messages, DMs, requests. So we gonna make it today. Okay? This is very easy, cheap, very light. The other one looks a little bit different because I couldn't find the plain. Well, I actually ended up liking this one better. This is the original one, and I didn't even build it up as high as this one, but I couldn't find these styrofoam. These are like the plain ones, and they pretty expensive. I just like to recycle. I made this by recycling some styrofoam somebody was throwing away. I didn't actually want to go out and buy any because it's expensive. But my girl, Yanita, from Yanita's Designs on Facebook, she sent me these. So I was like, let me try and see if I could do it with this. So these are the ones that she sent me. They look like this. Like this, like the S is like an S shape. S-shaped ones. You can use anything. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you on how you, how you put it together, right? So you're gonna need this. I bought this pack of popcorn containers from Big Lots. It was $5, and I went to Big Lots like a week, 2 weeks ago, and they still had these. So if you get lucky and you find these, it's cool. If not, how we gonna do this one is the same way you could do this one. These containers are 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree. So you could get 2 of these. Just do the same thing that I'm gonna do here. You do the same procedure or process with that container, okay? So you're gonna need a toilet paper roll. I forgot to plug in my glue gun. I was on a roll for a minute, and then here we go again. Anyhow, while that gets hot, we're gonna prepare this. So basically, you're gonna a lot of it you're gonna leave whole, but some of it you have to cut down. I just cut it in the middle and cut some little pieces, because after a while, once you start building, you're just gonna be sticking all around. And you need big pieces, you need small pieces. On the bottom, we're gonna use mostly big pieces just to fill it up, just to get it going. But you'll see. And if you happen to get the other type of styrofoam, which I don't have right now, you could cut those up too, because that's what I did with the other one. I just cut them up. You're just gonna build up. Hey, this one is different. Cool. You don't need to cut them all up. You'll see. I'm gonna leave some not cut, but mostly you do need a lot of cut up ones, because you need to build it, fill in spaces and stuff. So I got another bag there, so I'm just gonna cut these up. And I think that should be good because I'm gonna use these big chunks to put on the bottom as filler, you know, just to get the base going. And then the rest, we just gonna stick on there and see how that goes. So what you're gonna, the paint color that I used is called light yellow. They have one called like lighter than this color. It's called daffodil. I don't know, I like that color, so I got that. And then you're gonna need a little bit of nutmeg brown to get like the kernels. See the kernels? Cause you don't need to put a lot of kernels, but another thing is I recommend you get a stencil brush so you could just dab, because you cannot put too much moisture on this. This is biodegradable, which means that if any moisture, well, it doesn't mean if any moisture, it degrades in time because it's made, like, this is plant-based. It's made out of plants. I don't really know how they do it, but I know that if you put too much water on it or too much moisture, it shrinks and it starts dissolving. So you don't want a lot of moisture, so I recommend that you get a stencil brush. And you're also going to need like a brush with a longer tip, just because you're going to have to get into like these crevices and stuff to paint. And this, it doesn't reach into all those crevices. So you're just going to want to, you know, get a brush that could go into the crevices. Like, you know, go in there so you could paint it. So you could do paint. If you look at this real good, I have some spots that's still white. Like right here, you see this? It's still white in there because I didn't use a brush to go in there. But, and you can't tell unless I point it out. So, excuse me. You're going to need to cut out, I already told you you're going to need a toilet paper roll. If you have wrapping paper roll, that's better because this was kind of short. So what I have to do is glue another piece of toilet paper on top of this one to be tall enough. You're going to see why in a minute. So you're going to need a piece of like a cardboard or something. I got a tissue box. I cut that up. I made the round enough to fit. You need to make it fit inside, not on top. You don't want it to be on top. You want it to be in a little bit so you can fill it up with some of that and then build, you know, up. If you put it right on top, it's going to look weird. So you don't want that. Okay, let's see if this glue gun is hot enough. Yes, it is. So first thing I'm going to do is try to glue that other part onto this one because I need the height. Because if not, you got to fill it up more. And I didn't want to do that. Because why? If it's not really necessary, you know? So I'm going to just go around this. Make sure it don't come off, you know? Okay. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute. And then we're going to move on to the next step. But let me grab a glue stick just in case because I'm going to be doing a lot of gluing. And I might need another glue stick. But I might not, but I might. So real quick, at Dollar Tree, they have these cute little, you call it silicone mats. If you see it, get it. Because it's good to roll out your clay. It's good, like, if you want to, actually, they selling it as a glue gun mat. That's what it's called, glue gun mat. But I'm not going to use it for that. I'm going to use it, like, when I make my little embellishments and stuff like that. It's a great deal for $1. So we're going to stick this in here. I'm going to glue this ugly part to the bottom. Just because, I don't know why. But I don't want to see it. No, it's sorry. But it's going on the bottom. So you're just gonna glue it to the bottom. Hold it there for a minute. Here come the glue strings. Yay. So just gonna hold it there for a minute. Then you're gonna take your round circle. See, you just wanted enough to go inside your cup or container, whatever. Even if you use this, you just cut it enough to go inside. Make sure you use your toilet paper roll to fill up the top. And you'll be okay. Right? So we're going to put this inside. And glue this to this. So like that. Because you know what? That way you don't waste. You don't use all of this up, filling up, you know, filling this container up. It's not necessary. It really isn't. If you want to go on the inside and put some hot glue, you can. But I'm really not going to do that. I'm just going to start putting in some of these. Should I put it like this? No. I'm going to go and just put your glue down and start sticking. Just stick them in there. Facing down. I did it facing down. I just need it for height. It doesn't need to look perfect or anything. I'm just using it for height. Like this glue strings. It's really annoying. But right now you could take some little pieces and start filling up those little edges. All you're really doing is just filling up space. That's all you're doing, filling up space. I'm sorry, I gotta stop for a minute and grab some of this glue because these strings is just getting on my nerves. So stop building up, filling your little crevices. Basically, all you're doing is gluing, filling. That's why you cut them up in little pieces. You can just, oop. All right, you next then. You next. You want to be next? There you go. So, just keep on filling. Okay. All right, so now we're going to start building up. So, you're just going to take your little bits and kind of, you know, you don't just want to throw them on there. You kind of do want it to look like, you know, popcorn. I mean, I know, you know, the only good thing about a fake bake that is a fake bake is not gonna look exactly like the real thing. I mean, sometimes you can't get away with it, like the whipped cream and stuff like that, but sometimes you can't. It's just, you just basically, it's like an illusion of what, you know, or like, I don't think I'm using the right word, but you guys know what I mean. Yeesh. this glue. So if you want, you could take a couple of them and just squish them up into little shapes and stuff, like a kernel or whatever. Stick it in there. You just want to keep filling up these spaces. Like, you don't want to have any open spaces. Like you see right there is an open space. No. Just stick something in there. Over here I got a little open space. You just put some glue down and try to get it into that corner like that. And just keep building up. What can we do about glue strings? Because for real, it's getting on my nerves. I know you're tired of hearing me say that, but let's just start gluing some. We're going to build up. Might have to hold it down for a while. I mean, it's styrofoam. It don't really want to stick, you know. You could break some pieces off and just stick it on there. Alright, I'm going to get some little pieces going here. Move these big pieces to the back. Because the little pieces is what's really going to make it look like popcorn. Just keep on gluing, and that's what you're going to do. And that's how you're going to build your popcorn up. That's all it is. Not that hard. Let me move this over a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. Stick your kernels on there. Just stick, you see the little pieces? Just stick them on there. Now we got to start coming up a little bit. It's best if you use little pieces. I like the way it look with the little pieces better than big chunks. But like when you first start, you want to use big chunks just to build up. Because, wait, what happened there? Trying to fill in a space I see right here. Okay. Alright. We getting there. We getting it. This is a little bit time consuming, you know. Because you got to make sure you fill in those little spaces. Make sure you grab your glue strings, because when you start painting it, you don't want all that those glue strings in your popcorn. I know it's a pain, but it's the easiest way to do it, you know. Just hold it down for a second, let all that glue, you know, dry up or cool, whatever. Just basically filling in spaces. That's it. You know, so you can build up. Gotta make sure the glue sticks, because it's styrofoam, so I really don't want to stick. Styrofoam and glue, not the best of friends. Okay. So now I'm gonna just start trying to go up, because I think I'm pretty good in the other areas. So we're just gonna try to build up. gonna build up. See, I need some little chunks so I can build it up. See, basically you just filling until you get tired of filling. Right? If they too big, you just break it up. Put on some glue. Hit that. You don't want to see no spaces, so make sure you get your little glue. And you see that? You built it up. So I'm about to get ready to start painting it, but first I'm gonna try to grab as many of these glue strings as I can. You could build this as high as you want. It's not as tall as this one over here, but I think you guys get the point, right? You just keep on adding and it keeps building up. But since I want to paint it and I don't want to waste too much time on this video, I'm gonna go on and start painting it, okay? Try to grab this glue. Strings, I just keep seeing, all I keep seeing is string. And it really gets on my nerves. That's a whole nother story. Alright. So there go your popcorn, right? I'm gonna let it sit for a minute because I want to make sure that the glue has really set enough so I could paint it. Alright, let me put some of these away because I don't like working in a mess. This is like them daggone foam beads. They all over the place. Alright. So we're going to get our, what is it called again? Light yellow. I'm going to get something to put the paint on. And I'm going to show y'all how to paint it. So you get you some little bit of paint. Get your stencil brush. They sell these at Dollar Tree. Get one for $1. Now don't try to have the brush too like soaking with paint, because like I told you, you don't want to have too much moisture, and try not to hit the lip of the thing. Well, if you want, you can put a piece of masking tape around that. You see that? It's pretty easy with a stencil brush because it covers a lot, but it doesn't leave, you don't need to put a lot of moisture on it because you don't want this to shrink down. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't want no strings showing on my popcorn. Let me see if see that better? No, that looks worse. I don't know. I'll leave it off. Haha. Sometimes lighting doesn't look better. It just kind of makes it look weird. See how fast you covered up that popcorn? Now make sure you go in those, try to get in those crevices like I told you. But you're not gonna get in there. That's where you need the brush. That little brush I just showed you before. But let me see. For the most part, you're gonna get good coverage with the stencil brush. But you could just get you a brush. Any brush is fine. You just want to be able to get into those little areas where the stencil brush is not going to reach. So this is the brush, but it could be any brush. It don't have to be this kind of tip. It could be any. So you're going to go and get your brush, and you're going to get into those corners. You don't want the brush to be too wet. But it helps. It gets into those corners that the stencil brush is not going to reach. Like this. You see that in there? And like this in here. A stencil brush is not going to reach into that. Get into these corners. Here goes some more glue strings. It's going to get into those corners. I don't know the way this light is looking today. Just going to get into... Where is this glue string? And basically, that's your popcorn. I mean, I need to paint it a little bit better, but what you can do, right? Let this layer dry real well. Then you come back when it's dry and you touch up all the little areas you missed. I think that'd be better because right now it's too soft. You know, you don't want to keep wetting it too much. You don't want to put too much moisture. But you definitely see this daggone string, glue string. You can, I suggest that's what you do. Come back after the first layer is dry. That way there's a crust on it. And you can finish, you know, hitting those other areas. Now, I don't want to get paint on there. So to get the kernels, just gonna get you some, again, I got nutmeg brown. I probably should have used something lighter than this, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna take most of the paint off of your brush. And you're gonna go in there, you're gonna look for a spot where you think a kernel could go. You know? It's all in the imagination. Anybody who looks at this knows what it is. You know? It's not like, oh, I don't know what that is. They know it's popcorn. It's simulating popcorn, okay? This daggone glue string, bro. Just hit some little corners with some brown. And you'll be good. Not too much brown. You just want to touch. And you don't be usually having all, you know, of course it got kernels in it. We know popcorn got kernels in it, but you see that? You can use a lighter brown if you want, but I think this is good enough. Just as long as you don't like saturate it, you'll be all right. Okay. So once it dries, it's gonna tone down a little bit and look more like popcorn. So guys, there you go. As promised, I made you some popcorn. It's really so easy and cheap. I mean, you can make lots of popcorn. The only thing is getting the styrofoam. If it comes in a package that you order something in, always save it. Because if you try to go buy it in the store, it's not cheap, and not only that, they give you a huge, it has to be like a huge amount. It comes in a huge bag that you're gonna have to store, first of all, and then you might not use all the styrofoam that comes in there. So I suggest you ask your family, friends, or somebody, listen, if you get a package with some styrofoam, hold that for me, because I need to make me some popcorn, right? Another thing is, like I told you, you want the popcorn up higher, just build higher. Keep building, building, building until you get it as high as you want. Like I said, you don't have to buy these containers. They sell some at Dollar Tree, 2 for $1. They plastic containers, and very durable. These are paper. I was gonna say, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but have fun making them, displaying them, putting them around. For your some of you guys have movie rooms and stuff like that, or you just want to put it on display in your kitchen, or if you're having a birthday party or something, this is a good prop. Take pictures with the kids. A good prop. Anyway, guys, I think I talked enough. So until the next video, stay safe, healthy, and crafting. God bless you guys. Bye.